There's times when it's heartbreak when you lose a mare or a foal, but stupidly we come back and do it again the next year. We lost a mare and a foal last year. We've lost a mare foaling last year. 2 hours we tried to battle to get the foal out, but we couldn't, and then the mare passed. And we go, that's it, not doing it anymore. And there's one down in the paddock there waiting to have a foal in September. It's very sad, some of the really well-known old breeders down south in Queensland that, you know, we've lost over the years. We're sort of last of the line here because our son's not really interested in the horses.
That's a boy. Up you come. Come on, come on.
I became involved with Clydesdales. I had my own horses, but I became involved with them when I met Graham at the Echo, and we had a romance. And so we've been breeding Clydesdales for 45 years, and for Graham it's a family tradition. So the family have been breeding Clydesdales for 3 generations now.
Well, I was born in 1951. That's the first time I was introduced to a Clydesdale, I believe, so yeah. And it was just a general day's work for us. I grew up going to school, I left school reasonably early, and we worked the horses every day, basically. We used to plant corn and sorghum, and it used to be a self-sufficient dairy farm. 40 cows, about 100 pigs. We used to grow all of our own produce and stuff like that. And we used to grow a lot of vegetables years ago. And when we had the corn, we would plant with the horse, we'd scuff with the horse, and that'd be a full day's work every day, 6 days a week, cutting cow feed and stuff like that. So, but it was just a general day's work. And you went out, the horses worked all day, and we just kept turning around every day. They earned their keep, yeah, the unpaid workers, they call them.
So the event started, a few of the committee thought that they'd like to start a show up here similar to what they have in New South Wales and Victoria. So it's from foals up to the age of 3 years old. And then we included the geldings as well because they are the end result of what we want to produce with our horses.
So this top one is usually where we put all of our ribbons and fancy bows, and sometimes you'll see horses and they'll have like sprigs. So they're just ones that stick up like this. It all depends on the preference of the owner of the horse, I guess.
It's important that, you know, we get numbers and keep going and keep the interest going. Otherwise, you know, people lose interest, the horses get left. So we have to keep encouraging and training new people and bringing new people on. We need more young people to get involved.
So in 2018, the Commonwealth Clydesdale Horse Society of Australia celebrated its 100th year. Since its inception in 1918, the Clydesdale Horse Society of Australia has accrued 8,720 members, with 4,400 registered Clydesdale studs and almost 30,000 registered purebred Clydesdales. The organisation aims to uphold the breed features that made them the preferred working horse in the early 1900s, whilst encouraging their versatility in hand, under saddle and in harness.
And what horse did you walk out today?
Queenie.
That was Queenie. Okay, was she a good girl for you today?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
It's a great way to connect with other people and bring Clydesdale breeders together in one spot. There's lots of other shows with Clydesdales and Shire classes, etc. But this is just our, the pride of what we have, the breed that, we can bring together and exhibit and show off to people.
The preferred characteristics are as follows: their height, their quality, their head, their neck, their shoulders, their canyon, their foot, the chest, flanks, hindquarters, their thighs, hind canyons, hind legs, and most of all, their action. They have big hooves, big hearts. Congratulations goes to first place winner.
I've been driving harness horses for about 30 years now and showing all over Australia and New Zealand. I've offered to come and help the Clydesdales Society to teach the basics and fundamentals of harnessing a horse and driving a horse in harness. So that's pretty good there. And as you can see, it's sitting in that range fairly close to the middle between the point and the dip in the middle. Shouldn't slide down and take his legs out, and it shouldn't be able to go up and cause a rodeo bronc situation. And making sure that you do capture your traces in that britchin strap. So that way, when he takes the weight off the traces, they can't dangle and get caught. I had a horse bolt up the middle of the bitumen road one day in a cart and went to sit up, pull her up, and the right rein broke. I had that happen before. All I could do at that point was I had one rein, so I had to drive through the table drain on the side of the road and ram her head first into someone's post and rail, lovely front fence. And that was the only option. You know, when your horse is bolted, you flat gallop up the middle of the bitumen road and you break a rein, well, it could have gone really, yeah, that's it. And it was just lucky that someone at Jim Boomba had a lovely big post and rail fence, and I went, oh, that'll work. But at the end of the day, it also could have killed the horse because it ran headfirst into a post and rail fence and fell pancaked on, like it fell over in the shafts. At that point, all you can do really is hold the horse down on the ground while your groom undoes all the harness or whatever to get it safe. So yeah, your reins and your winkers don't mess around with. Buy it new, get it made, and make sure it's perfectly safe. And the differentiation for my horse with stepping sideways versus turning a corner is the word over. So if I tip the nose, put the bend on and say over, he knows it's to cross his legs and step sideways. If I don't say anything, it's to turn a corner. All of those things that we did today were common practice in the early 1900s and prior. No one had cars. Everyone had to drive a horse and cart to town to go to the shops, to go to the doctor. All that stuff, you had to use a horse and cart. If you wanted to plough a paddock, you didn't have a tractor, you had to use your horse. You had to pull fence posts down to paddock to build a fence, you needed to use your horse. So we are, all of us, trying to keep alive the traditions that help to build Australia, basically. As a teenager, I met a lovely old Irishman near Bow Desert, and I happened to see him driving horses up and down the road, and I went and introduced myself and got to talking with him, and he was more than happy for me to go to his place as often as I want and help him work horses. He was in his late 70s at the time, so he appreciated every bit of help I could give him, and I guess that's probably why I volunteer to do this sort of stuff, because I was lucky enough that someone passed their wisdom and their knowledge and years of experience on to me, and would love to be able to pass that on to other people and help other people have the same experiences that I've enjoyed.
We always say we could probably have an overseas holiday 4 or 5 times if we didn't have horses. So, but, you know, what would we do if we didn't have them?